Now, to show you the difference between the train set version and the individually boxed version, this is the train set version right here. Yes, I'm going to be doing a lot of conversions on this. The tender and the power torque drive basically is the same, but as you can see with the locomotive, there's no reciprocating gear, there's no queen posts for the rods, there's no uncoupling lever, there's no boiler cover. I don't know what it is when I buy these things off eBay or go to the swap meets or the thrift stores or whatever, but the boilerplate covers are always missing on these things. So yeah, it's got the simplified drive. I'm going to convert this to reciprocating drive just like the box version, and of course this one will be converted into a 280 as well. I don't like the switcher version. You got too much overhang here. It needs a pilot truck. So this one's going to be a bigger modification, but when I sell this on the eBay store, it's going to be the same price. So we're not even going to worry about that. I'm going to eat up the cost because why? I'm psycho for Tyco. The white styrene obviously is where I filled in holes and where I'm going to have the motor mount. This is a 1/4-inch square tubing, and then I've got some 80 by 80 square tubing welded in together. I've built a little panel for the coupler, and I wanted to leave this all white just to show you before I went ahead and repainted this. Our motor, I've taped the wires together so they're not all over the place, and the decoder is in place. And with the setup that I've got with the strip styrene in here, this pretty much press fits in. I don't even need to use the screws to drill any holes, but when I do sell this kit on eBay, I will include the screws, and I'll probably put in a little note, if you want it more secure, drill some 256 holes, and then just, run your screws in. So the tender's about ready to go. It's going to need another coat of paint. The locomotive has been painted, and the LED has been put in. Now, an interesting thing, when I got all the extra parts that I needed, like the boilerplate cover, it didn't want to set in securely. The headlight mounting fell apart when I tried to put the LED in. I was able to secure that with canopy glue. So now that it's been dried for a couple of days, I'm going to go ahead and put back in the railing and the queen posts. And then with a second donor locomotive that I got, I have to work on the footplate. I have to drill holes for the uncoupling lever, which is here. And the reason I'm not using this is kind of obvious. I'm missing a footboard here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some drilling in there. And then, last but not least, the drawbar has been shortened. And basically I just cut it off from the first screw hole and drilled a new hole. It should be set now to go around 18 radius, still very well, but not 15 radius as it was originally set. And finally, I found on eBay a pilot truck. So we'll add the pilot truck on here. We'll have a nice little undecorated 280 consolidation. I'm going to show you the finished product here shortly, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it, and hopefully this video won't be like 3 hours long. Now, I did forget something when I was talking about the tender, putting in, like I said, the strip styrene. I've also added weight to the tender, so that way this thing can pull a little bit more, because the Bachmann drive, being made of pig iron and all that, is not that heavy, so it's not going to pull that much. I just got a strip of tire weights from Harbor Freight. I used the whole strip, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, 1 on here, 1 on there, so it's kind of decently balanced. And yeah, now all it needs to be done is a second coat of paint, which I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to go ahead and assemble the whole thing together. So it's all painted, the drivers are painted, which makes it look a lot more prototypical. As you can see from the trucks here, Darth, Santa Fe, these look a lot better for this type of tender. I'm just waiting on one more part. I'm going to get a toolbox for a 70-tonner to put on here, so that kind of covers everything up. And then yeah, it'll go on my eBay store for a very ridiculous price. And just for the ridiculous price is, I really loved putting this together. This was a fun, somewhat frustrating, but mostly a fun project. And it would be great to, you know, run on your pike. So that's why I'm selling it at a ridiculous tariff-busting price. A couple of notes that I do want to put out. These are 55-inch drivers. I went and measured them and did my math on that. So this would be appropriate for passenger or freight. I've done a lot of research. There literally is no real prototype road for this design. So it could really fit in any road, really, as if you want a little 280 running on your pike for a short line, or even a class 1 railroad. I think this would be more suited for a short line or a tourist railroad, or any sort of thing, or just something to run out on your Tyco based layout, and you want to show it off on Facebook or Instagram, or just your friends at the club layout. There you go, it's a Tyco. So let's give this a test run and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got our test track set up. Hopefully I've got the focus set in here right. Let's go ahead and give our locomotive a test. First we're going to try the light, and the light goes on, the light goes off. Oh, look at that. You think you could ever get a Tyco moving that slow? There we go. Except for the dirty track. Now that's how it's done. So this one is pretty much ready to be put in the box and put up for the eBay store. There's a couple of other things I got to put up there first. But yeah, this one is ready. I'll be doing another one here in the next couple of weeks or so. I've got a few other projects I've got to do. Just so you all know, in some future videos, I need to do some Western Pacific stuff. I also need to do a couple of Southern Pacific things, and I need to do a couple of things for my modern Tonopah Tidewater. So let's get a side shot of this for closing, and yeah. Oops.